Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we'll be breaking down the full card of UFC 306 O'Malley versus Dvalishvili. 10 fights on the card. I'm pretty sure this is the final card. As Dana said, that it's going to be just 10 bouts on this one, the Sphere. First up on the card, we've got Raul Rosas Jr. versus Aoriqileng. Aoriqileng. Oh, fucking hell. With the pronunciation with this one. I'm just gonna call him Ari. Fuck it. I'm pretty sure it's Aoriqileng. Yeah. Anyways, so basically the style here, Raul Rosas Jr. We know that he's more of a grappler and very good with his jiu-jitsu. He did come off a loss against Christian Rodriguez. His gas tank did pretty much go in that fight. Also he had a knockout win over Terrence Mitchell. Terrence Mitchell. I feel like the UFC pretty much brought him back in. To make it a good, nice highlight reel for Raul Rosas Jr. because Terrence Mitchell was, it got cut from the UFC and he pretty much went in the outside organization, small time organizations, was on a win streak and then got brought back in the UFC for this fight here. So Raul Rosas Jr. striking did look a lot more better in that fight where, you know, he'd go in, there were a lot of jabs and straight right, left hands behind it. And was doing well, also targeting the leg kicks. And his defense was a lot better too. So when you see, obviously, Terrence Mitchell, when he was striking back, Raul Rosas Jr. was doing well to stay at range and pull his head back. And his head movement was definitely a lot better in that fight too for Raul Rosas Jr. And Ricky Tsuris, this really surprised me this fight. He was he was very aggressive in this fight here, Raul Rosas Jr. And he was trying to close the distance real quick to try to get a takedown. He was eating a lot of body kicks by Ricky Tsuris as well. And managed to get the takedown and uses out-grapple Ricky there in that fight. And went to the second round and got a pretty naked choke. So he did well there on that fight. And going against like someone like Aoriqileng, it can be a dangerous fight for Raul Rosas Jr. here because as much as Aoriqileng, like his striking's good. He'll be composed. He's more of a counter striker. Mix up his leg kicks and throws a lot of 1-2s down the pipe. Also uses a left hook counter too, and he also gets hit a lot too. From what I've noticed, he gets countered a fair bit as well. Like last fight there, he did get hit fair bit against Marcos. Marcos was a taller guy as well, and Johnny Muniz, he did get hit in the fight a couple of times. He does get out countered pretty well himself, as much as he's a counter striker. Also, in his last couple of fights, as much as he got the win over Johnny Muniz, I noticed he gets taken down a lot too in his with his stand up as well. So like he'll overcommit, get taken down, does well to get back on the feet. But if someone like Raul Rosas Jr. is a very elite grappler and good with jiu-jitsu, I feel like he could get a lot of control time over Aoriqileng. Yeah, it's a bit of a hard one. Like, yeah, the striking. I feel like Aoriqileng is a lot better striking than Raul Rosas Jr. But I feel like Raul Rosas Jr. would do enough with his defense and not get caught up in the exchanges. So low confidence pick because I feel like this could be an upset. Aoriqileng, but again, I think Raul Rosas Jr. would be smart enough not to get caught up in exchanges and time his takedown. So Raul Rosas Jr. is a pick here. Sorry about the pronunciation. Next up, we've got Manuel Torres versus Ignacio Bahamondes. With this matchup here, Manuel Torres is on a bit of a win streak. He's had a win over Chris Duncan. If you watch that fight, he pretty much almost got knocked out. I wouldn't say knocked out, but he got chinned a bit in the first exchange. And he's another guy that has his head pretty high up. He's a tall dude as well. And he's going against like Bahamondes is tall himself as well and is quite big. But with Manuel Torres, as much as he's good, like very well-rounded with his striking, with low kicks, and throwing a lot of jabs and straight shots down the pipe. He's got some nice combinations. He's an aggressive striker. He's got some good takedowns as well from what I've seen. And very good with his grappling and jiu-jitsu. So he's very well rounded. The only problem I have with Manuel Torres is he can get chinned. Like he's gotten hurt against Nicholas Motta too before he went in that KO elbow. So Um, look, it's early days for him, Manuel Torres. But he definitely has to tuck that chin in a bit more, because if he starts moving up that division, he definitely will get knocked out. I feel like it. But he's very well rounded, and going up against someone like Bahamondes. Bahamondes is a good striker himself too. He gets hit a fair bit as well. Um, he's a very aggressive striker himself. Those low kicks and body kicks, and uses jab well, and uses a left hand as well. Nice counter as well. But he defensively, he's not that great on the stand up as well himself. He does have a lot of knockouts too, but he's also been kind of exposed in this Klein fight here, where he was constantly taken down. He was controlled. So someone that's very good with a level changing like Torres can take him down and control him. Maybe not be able to submit him, but yeah, definitely will get some brownie points with control time and out grapple Bahamondes there. So Bahamondes, he is coming up wins against Giagos, like with a head kick, but yeah, I'm just really skeptical on Bahamondes' takedown defense here. So basically, I'm just going to go with Torres on this pick here. It is a low confidence pick, because I feel like if someone's going to get chinned, it probably could be Torres. Bahamondes does obviously get hit hard as well, but we've never seen his chin snap back much as what Torres has. So yeah, there could be an upset on this card, and I feel like this could be one of them. But yeah, Torres is a pick here with I'd say low confidence pick with that one. Next up, we've got Edgar Cháirez versus Kevin Borjas. I feel like this is I feel like the UFC is kind of fucking over Kevin Borjas in this matchup. In this last couple of fights. So with Edgar here, another guy has a chin up too, but he's gone against some really high level dudes. Like he fought Tyra, Tatsuro Tyra. Like now, Tyra is obviously up there. Fighting Brendan Royval, I'm pretty sure. In the next couple months, and he showed that he's got very good jiu-jitsu on the ground there. Cháirez, like he's he can set up some submissions from his back, anywhere from the ground. I feel like mostly his arm bars and setting up rear naked chokes is one of his specialties. And coming up a win here, uses the jab very nicely, uses the low kicks, but again, like I said, chin up's very high. So he's got some heavy hands as well, from what I've seen as well, Edgar Cháirez. So pressure striker, low kicks, and gets taken down a fair bit as well, from what I've seen in his last couple of fights, Cháirez here. But he does well to set up submissions from the ground. So going against someone like Kevin Borjas, this is also a dangerous matchup too, because even though Kevin Borjas is coming off 2 losses, they fed him to Costa, the UFC, and then they fed him to Joshua Van. Like, they didn't really build him up from the Contender Series. I feel like they fed him to the Wolves, which is, I feel like it's quite unfair on Borjas' part. He's another guy that loves to come forward, and yeah, he doesn't really throw too much output. Like even his last fights against Costa, he didn't really throw much. I'm not sure if he had an injury or not, but yeah, he didn't throw any leg kicks and didn't really throw much. But before that fight, he was doing pretty good against Joshua Fan. He threw some nice combinations to the body and the head, throw a lot of low kicks there, and uses his jab well too. And he's got some nice grappling as well. But again, he defensively, he did get dropped a couple of times by Joshua Van too. So the striking defense is not all that great too against Kevin Borjas. But he's got talent. I feel like he's not getting built up the right way. I feel like by the UFC. So this is also another dangerous matchup for Kevin Borjas. But again, Kevin Borjas can counter Edgar Cháirez just the way Cháirez can have his chin up. So this is also another dangerous matchup for Cháirez. So I'm gonna go with Edgar Cháirez here, but it's a low confidence pick. A lot of the community here is going with Cháirez 89%, 11% with Borjas. So yeah, low confidence on this one. I feel like there's not a lot, but there will be a couple of upsets on this card. So yeah. Next up, we've got Yazmin. Oh my god, I'm just gonna say Yazmin here. Yazmin versus Ketlen Souza. Yeah, my pronunciation is really bad. I'm gonna have to do better with that, so I do apologize. Yazmin here is coming up a win against Sam Hughes. She did get TK'd by Denise Gomez. Was one of the biggest upsets. Had a win against Nunes, and also having a win over Lucindo is not too bad as well. I definitely rate Lucindo. Yazmin here, composed striker, those leg kicks, got a nice high guard, uses a jab very well, and pushes forward to use combinations. So she's not too, she's an accurate striker, but again, like, she did get TKO'd by Gomez, but Gomez has got heavy fucking hands too. So she's got some nice grappling as well. And underrated jiu-jitsu, I'll say. So her defense is definitely there on the ground there. And but yeah, again, like, she has been TKO'd as much as she's good with her boxing, and she's got decent defense. But yeah, one nice one get through, she'll get TKO'd. Some people say it was a little bit of an early stoppage, but yeah, it's a bit of a skeptical one. But yeah, outstruck Sam Hughes on the feet too, so she can. That's a decent win compared now that Sam Hughes obviously had a win recently as well. Going against someone like Ketlen Souza. Ketlen Souza is nice too with his combinations, but I feel like she's a little bit more. She's very flat-footed and she moves around very slowly as well. She's like, pretty stocky for the division herself too, and but she's pretty short herself. So both of these girls are pretty same height, 5'3" as well, almost the same reach as well. But Ketlen Souza, I feel like she does have some power in her hands. She has nice combinations going forward, throwing nice body combinations to the head, use a jab well, and yeah, her grappling's not too bad as well. She's got some good offensively takedowns too, but she gets taken down a fair bit herself as well. And look, she did get a win over Mining Man. Yes, Mining Man's very low, very low rated in the UFC. And losing to Corinne Silva is not a bad thing. Like, now we can see where Corinne Silva is in her UFC career. She's starting to climb the rankings. Before that, she's on a bit of a win streak there, Ketlen Souza. So this could be an upset too, because Souza could get a TKO as well. So, but yeah, I know a lot of people are going with Yazmin here, 93%, 7% with Souza. I feel like this could be an upset too. So you just never know. But if this fight hit the ground, I think Yazmin would do well, getting out of the scrambles and whatnot. So I'm gonna go with Yazmin here. It's a low confidence pick because I feel like Souza is a little bit underrated here because her loss is to Corinne Silva. Yeah, it's not a bad loss. So yeah, I'm gonna go Yazmin here, and I feel like there would be an upset on this one. Next up, we've got Irene Aldana versus Norma Dumont. Aldana here, coming up a win against Rosas. If you watch that fight, she was getting picked apart with leg kicks. Like, her leg was fucking gone, but Rosas was doing a lot of damage to that leg. Aldana just pushed through. Like, that was fucking crazy. That fight could have went either way, but she was doing a lot of damaging shots there too, from the second round to the third. Aldana, so she's got some nice boxing. Got a decent head movement. Stays on the outside, throws a lot of leg kicks too. Uses a jab very well. Nice combinations there. She pushes forward. So she's more of a striker. She's also got a very underrated ground game. Her takedown defense is pretty good as well, but she's got very underrated ground game. She's got some nice submissions on her sleeve too. She's had a nice, yeah, not lately, but yeah, early in her career, she's had some decent submissions. So very dangerous on the ground, but can get taken down as well. But yeah, it's one of those things. She's coming on the arse end of her career too, 36 years old. Going against someone like Norma Dumont. Dumont is quite young, 33 years old. And Norma Dumont is not the best striker in this matchup, but she does well for her defense on the stand-up. So she'll constantly move on the outside, throw some leg kicks, use a jab a bit. Doesn't really overcommit on the striking, but she'll time her takedowns, use her grappling. She'll try to get this fight to the ground and set up some submissions too, and she did that with Randaman. She was smart enough to use her defense and not strike with her. And she got the fight to the ground and out grappled GDR. But again, GDR is obviously getting old too. So, and then had a win against Chelsea Chandler. She countered her pretty well there and hurt her. You see that meme of Chelsea Chandler running towards the cage. So yeah, she's pretty good on the counter striking as well, Norman Dumont. But yeah, I feel like she'll try to get this fight to the ground and out grapple Irene Aldana and use a leg kick. So it's a hard pick. It is a 50-50 fight. Like I understand why 46% are going with Aldana because she's starting to get a little bit old there. And Norman Dumont's obviously the younger one, 33 years old, and 54% going with her. I am going to go with Dumont here. I think it should be very smart with defensive striking. She may get caught, but I feel like she'll do well there on the defense and use her takedowns and try to control the fight on the ground there, and even like clinch and try to get set some traps against Aldana and push her back on a back foot and use some grappling against the fence there too. So Norma Dumont's a pick here. Next up, we've got the main card here: Daniel Zellhuber versus Esteban Ribovics. This is also another dangerous matchup for Zellhuber. UFC, obviously this is a Mexican card. UFC is going to push Daniel over Esteban, which is, it's understandable. But Daniel Zellhuber, he's got very good, nice striking. Stays on the outside, targeting leg kicks. Also throws body kicks. Constantly switches stance. Uses jab nicely. Throws a lot of straight shots down the pipe. Nice straight shots to the body. Decent takedown defense as well, but yeah, like he outstruck Prado. Prado was a shorter guy there as well. And again, Esteban is the shorter guy in this matchup with 5'10", 6'1" to Zellhuber. And Zellhuber uses reach balls with 7'7" and 6'9" to Esteban. So I can understand why UFC has put this matchup against Zellhuber. Obviously, he's a shorter guy, Esteban. Zellhuber's got some good jiu-jitsu on the ground too. He's had a nice counter trick there against Giagos. And I understand Giagos is, getting old there too. But that was a nice submission, nice anaconda choke by Daniel Zellhuber. So he's quite dangerous on the ground too. But yeah, takedown defense is not too bad as well. And going against someone like Esteban's coming off a win there against Terrence McKinney. He's very aggressive. He switches stances himself too. Throws a lot of combinations. His chin's up in as well. At the back end of his combinations, he mixes up a nice high kick. That's how he knocked out Terrence McKinney, and he did that before with Kamala Kirk. He also got taken down too in his last couple of fights. So yeah, I was a bit skeptical on him. I think he will get countered by Daniel Zellhuber, and so I feel like Daniel Zellhuber's striking defense is a lot better than Esteban. So Daniel Zellhuber's a pick here. A lot of people are going 23% by TKO by Ribovics, which is understandable with how good his combinations are. Throwing the high kick at the end of it, and yeah, it will probably be a decision win for Zellhuber or even a knockout. So I'm gonna go with Daniel Zellhuber. I feel like his striking defense is gonna be too much for Esteban, but I could be proved wrong. Yeah. So next up, we've got Brian Ortega versus Diego Lopes. This fight was booked for a couple of months ago on the Pereira versus Yuri card, but Brian pulled out last second. I feel like he's struggling the weight cuts lately. He's starting to get older too, so he needs to move up. This one's at featherweight because I feel Brian said he owes Diego Lopes a fight, which is understandable as well, even though that fight was previously booked on 2 weeks' notice. Can also understand why Brian couldn't cut the weight as well 2 weeks. So he's had a win over Ronaldo Rodríguez 6 months ago. He does push for. He is a pressure fighter. Like he was pressure fighter in that fight there against Rodríguez. He uses jab. Strike is not the best. Uses some low kicks as well. He's more of a jiu-jitsu guy, obviously we know that. But yeah, striking defensively, he's not great either. He got dropped in that first round too against Rodríguez. But yeah, like his chin holds up. Like it's gonna be a hard one. Like he got a submission right at the end of the fight, but damn, that guy get hit a lot. So it's gonna be one like whose jiu-jitsu is gonna be better than whose. I feel like Brian Ortega will struggle to submit Diego Lopes. His jiu-jitsu is quite good. Even the Evilo fight, like that was last minute, and you see how good he is on the ground with his scrambles. Yes, he does get taken down a bit too, Lopes. So this matchup, I feel like Lopes is going to be the better striker. He's got a nice high guard. He's very accurate with his striking as well. He uses a lot of low kicks as well. Uses jab well, and nice combinations with the body. So defensively in the striking and better striker, yes, Diego Lopes. On the ground, it's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be interesting. He's going to be the better BJJ guy on the ground. I feel like Lopes won't get submitted. I think he will get out of a lot of the exchanges. If the fight hits the ground, I feel like, yeah, it'll take, he'll get over some, his submission defense will hold up against Ortega. In that last fight too, yes, Diego got off the couch like a couple hours notice. Diego Lopes did wear down a bit too with his grappling. And also the pressure from Diego. You know, he tried to submit Ige a lot in the fight. Ige did well with submission defense. And Diego Lopes couldn't get done. And I've started realizing that Diego Lopes was starting to fade a bit too with the heavy grappling in that third round. So the gas tank can be a little bit questionable there. But again, fight was put together 2 weeks notice. Could be a short camp. Who knows? So yeah, so that's a little bit questionable there too. But yeah, in this fight, I've got Diego Lopes. A lot of people go Lopes by TKO, maybe. Because now that Brian Ortega is struggling with weight cuts, he may get chinned. But decision, yeah, fair enough. 71% Diego Lopes, Ortega 29%. Submission, I don't know, 48, yeah, I don't know, maybe decision win. Split decision win Ortega's way, luckily, but if he gets some submission threats in and control grappling ground, but I think Diego Lopes is going to be too much for him. And yeah, this might be Brian's last fight on featherweight as well. So yeah, Diego Lopes is a pick here. Next up, we've got Ronaldo Rodríguez versus Ode Osbourne. Obviously, the UFC is pushing here Rodríguez on this card because Ode Osbourne, I don't really rate. Like, for him to get that win over Charles Johnson and to see how good Charles Johnson is now, which is insane. But yeah, lost. Yeah, he's just not. I don't rate him at all. I'll get to that. Ronaldo Rodríguez, caught lazy boy. He's on a win streak. He's got some nice submissions up the sleeve, so very good with his jiu-jitsu. He's got some good takedown defense as well. In his last fight there, I've noticed that, yes, he did get the win over Bonda, but with Ronaldo being the composed striker, his chin's up in the air too. Like, I don't like that, especially coming up to the flyweight division with elite strikers. You can get chinned. So with Ronaldo here, yes, he's got some decent striking, uses a jab a lot of low kicks, really heavy on his low kicks. Yeah, and he's got some good takedown defense also. But the problem with Ronaldo Rodríguez is I've seen him get caught multiple times that last fight too. So he was carrying a fair bit. His chin held up. But when you're going to go against elite strikers up in that division, he's going to have to do better defensively on the striking. So going against someone like Ode Osbourne. Ode Osbourne is a decent striker. Like, he uses a lot of low kicks, a lot of body kicks, and uses a lot of straight shots. And he's aggressive as well. Like, yeah. But the problem is with Ode Osbourne, when the fight hits the ground, like, these guys took him down. Philo took him down. But Bayev took him down. He gets submitted. He even got submitted by Brian Keller. He lost to Tyson. He's had a split decision win over Charles Johnson. And his last proper win was 2 years ago. So this is a do or die fight for Ode Osbourne. I feel like Ronaldo will get the fight to the ground and then submit him. Because it's the blueprint's literally right there for Ronaldo. He's going to be dumb enough not to do it. So, look, 8% Ode Osbourne, 70% submission by Rodríguez, which is fully understandable because how bad Ode Osbourne's submission defenses on the ground. And yeah, I got Rodríguez in this fight too, but again, like I said, his chin's up high. He can get countered too by Ode Osbourne. Ode Osbourne, if he pulls off the upset, I'll be like, wow, I can see an upset if Rodríguez doesn't get this fight to the ground. So Rodríguez is the pick here. Low confidence pick because just how he keeps his chin in the air, and Ode Osbourne's got more fights in the UFC as well. So Rodríguez is a pick there, low confidence. Next up, we've got Alexa Grasso versus Valentina Shevchenko. Third fight, last one was a draw. I feel like Shevchenko won that fight. Again, I'll break that one down. So, Grasso's won that first fight. She's known, obviously, with her boxing and throwing low kicks and got some good jiu-jitsu as well. But the problem here with Grasso is she was, in these last two fights, she was taken down a lot too by Shevchenko. In the first round, like obviously Shevchenko, we all know her kickboxing, Muay Thai, and good wrestling there as well. So yeah, we'll break this fight down there, the last fight, because that just makes more sense now. Grasso is obviously the younger girl here too, 31 years old to 36. Shevchenko's pushing 37. In that first round, I feel like Shevchenko done more with the striking, and she was using the low kick very well. And Grasso struggled. Grasso struggled with the striking in the first round. So I felt like Shevchenko took that first round. In the second round, Grasso did well to counter Shevchenko, dropped her with that right hand, and done well in the clinch, throw elbows and knees, then was taken down by Shevchenko. So you could give Grasso that round, and it was 1-on-1. Got into round 3. Yeah, so Shevchenko got a takedowns in that round there too. So there was a lot of holes there with Grasso's takedown defense. And I feel like she didn't really get the striking off too well in that fight. But in the fourth and the fifth round, she came into I think it was the fifth round, all damaged and whatnot by Shevchenko. And I feel like Shevchenko's gas tank was starting to fade a little bit on the fourth and the fifth round with so much heavy grappling. But yes, she was doing good with the striking, popping the 1-2s and nice left hand too. And mixing up the leg kicks. But constantly when Grasso was switching the stance, Shevchenko did struggle with the leg kicks there a bit. And then it was a bit of a jab fest too in the fourth round, I've noticed. So, but Grasso did, I feel like, and then Shevchenko did rush in some of the takedowns and lost position in some of those, lost position on the ground, some of those takedowns. So, yeah, so it's one of those things, she's getting old, Shevchenko. Sorry about that, just coughed. So how good is her gas tank going to be at 37 years old towards those end of those rounds? Because that was her bread and butter, yeah? Is the grappling. She was winning the grappling exchanges. She was winning the control time. And I feel like, yeah, she could have edged it, but again, yeah, I don't know what happened with the judges there, but I feel like Shevchenko won. But I'm just a bit skeptical with this one because it's been a year since they both fought. Father time obviously is not on Shevchenko's side, or you call it mother time, whatever, but it's not on her side because she's been silent for 1 year. She's getting older, but then you got Grasso coming off a injury too there, so for 1 year, so, and she's a younger girl. I know a lot of people are gonna go, yeah, a lot of people are doing Shevchenko 30% and 68 with Grasso. Even though I feel like Grasso lost that last fight, she's a younger girl, and I feel like age is a big thing, man, with MMA careers. It does catch up to you, and I feel like this one is gonna catch up to Shevchenko. I feel like her being heavy, she will do a lot of heavy grappling. And if she does, I think her gassing is gonna fade more earlier than the fourth round compared to the last fight. Because, like I said, I'm 35. I know that by the time's no joke. So, I feel like, yeah, I'm gonna go Grasso here. I feel like she's gonna pull up another submission. I feel like she's gonna she's gonna find a way to outscramble Shevchenko on the ground and pull for submission. I feel like the gas thing's gonna fade pretty early for Shevchenko in the round 3. I reckon round 3 she's just gonna be faded. That's just my thoughts. I might be wrong, but like I said, if she's gonna come in heavy grappling the first 2 rounds, that gas thing's gone in the 3rd round. But I might be wrong. Guys, I'll actually like to hear your thoughts on this fight here in the comments, what you think, but that's just my thought. I feel like the gas thing is going to go. So I'm going to go Grasso there, low confidence pick. Next up, we've got the main event: Sean O'Malley versus Merab Dvalishvili. Sean O'Malley here, we all know, like, he completely battered Vera. He's good with switching his stance, staying on the outside, switch his stance, popping the 1-2, throwing low kicks, front kicks, spinning back kicks, the whole lot. Yeah, just threw the knee there to fucking that knee to Vera to sound like a baseball bat. Vera started to get a bit more aggressive towards the end of the round and got O'Malley there with a nice body shot, but too late there. His takedown defense did hold up against Erland. And then, yeah, some people thought that was an early stoppage. Fair enough. Some people thought the Yarn fight, that Yarn should have won, and then O'Malley should have lost. Was taken down, but again, I feel like the more damaging shots were to O'Malley. Again, close fight, very cool. Going against someone like Merab's just constantly gonna fucking spam takedowns, man. It's just gonna be ridiculous. The amount of takedowns he spams is just insane. I don't really rate his striking too well. Even in that Cejudo fight, he did get clipped. His chin's just straight up fucking in the air. He throws like a couple of leg kicks and a couple of left hooks, jabs here and there. But I don't rate his striking at all, to be honest. Henry said that he went into the fight injured. Fair enough, but wasn't a good look because he was getting dumped around by Merab here. So if you see that fight in the first round, like even in that Marlon Moraes fight, when he throws Merab, his chin's straight up in the air. Like his striking's not that good and his striking's defense is not that good. So his chin's up in the air. Someone like accurate, someone like Sean O'Malley will get the chin. Obviously he's gonna have a bit better striking. But Merab can, if O'Malley overcommits on his striking, I feel like Merab will get the takedowns. Even in the middle of the octagon, I feel like he'll get it. So he may be smart to not throw as much and, you know, look for the takedowns. And he's got a lot of, he's known for machine for a reason. He's got a very good cardio. So with him constantly spamming takedowns and even like grappling, like get the control time in, he's not going to get tired. If anyone gets tired in this matchup, it'll be O'Malley, because Merab's grappling is effective. It wears you down. This is a 5-round fight. So if O'Malley doesn't get the knockout, we could see an upset by Merab here, by constantly wearing O'Malley down against the cage. If he does set it up, even O'Malley overcommitting on his striking and gets taken down, you just never know. But Merab's, I feel like O'Malley and his coach are quite smart. They'll pick their shots. But with Merab, when he strikes, his chin's up in the air. When he overcommits on it, when he after he throws combinations, even just a small leg kick, his chin's up in the air. He's hittable. It's a hard pick, man. This is a hard pick because I feel like if anyone's gonna pull a massive upset, it's gonna be Dvalishvili. It might be like one of those Bilal versus Leon moments, and Dana's not gonna be happy. So O'Malley's the pick here by knockout. I feel like he will get the TKO. But if this fight gets past 3 rounds, oh my god, Dvalishvili could become the champ. So low confidence pick. I feel like we could see an upset here by Merab, but again, his chin straight up in the air, and how accurate O'Malley's striking is, he's definitely gonna find that chin. But yeah, O'Malley is a low confidence pick here with TKO. As a betting man, I would put money on both guys. I would go Dvalishvili, probably like decision win, see what those odds are, and then O'Malley TKO, maybe put those in a parlay somewhere. But yeah, this fight can go either way. It's a hard pick, but I got O'Malley 66 O'Malley and obviously 34 for Merab, but I can see some upsets on this card coming. But anyways, guys, those are my picks. Little bit longer video for a 10 fight. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Hit the like, subscribe button, and we'll be back with Johnny Edmund versus Edwards Bellator card as well. So I gotta record that one. So yeah, we'll be back with that one, and the next UFC card after this will be Renato versus Benoit Saint Denis. So yeah. Anyways, guys, take care. Enjoy.